Alright, so John Fowler, Northeast Alabama Community College. We're doing some experiments on amperage. How amperage is affected with wire speed and wire diameter. And to start this off, we're going to show you how it works in a grinder. Alright, so we're going to turn this grinder on and we're going to check. And running non-loaded, we're running 3.2 amps. Alright, give us the G. So loaded was up to 6 point. Now really get on it. Let's see what happens. Alright. Yep. Alright, so now we see how this works with the grinder. We're going to head in the shop and we're going to check it out and see what we do with wire speed and wire diameter. Okay. Alright, so we've got a big mess, what looks like a big mess right here. We've got two machines set in series, and what we're doing is we're using our back machine back here only for the purpose of pushing wire. Okay, it's not hooked or ground clamps. We don't have a weld lead hooked. All we got is our power cord, and we've got our we've got our wire feed lead that's cut in two and feeding into this one. And we're going to use the feature, our inch feature, with our wire set at, what'd you say, Logan?
335.
335 inches a minute. And we're going to hit this button, and all it's going to do is feed the wire. Okay. Over here on this machine, we've got the drive rollers completely taken out. We got it up, and we've got, you can see the liner from this lead that we chopped into. It's just ran through here and button into the end of this one. All right, if you'll make your way around. Kind of cramped for space. All right, so right here on this machine that we're actually going to be welding with, our wire feed speed is set on 50 because it won't turn down any lower. If I could put it on 0, I would, but you can see we're disconnected over here. All right, and our voltage, we're going to run 26 volts, and we're running 045 wire with 9010 gas. Not that any of that matters for this experiment. This is what we had on here. So, all right, so what you're going to look at when Logan and I start this process, I'm going to hit my trigger on the lead that I'll be welding with, and he's going to hit the inch feature on that machine. All right. So what you're going to be looking at is right here. It's going to show our amperage. Okay. And then whenever we get done with this, we're going to set just this machine up, and we're going to try to run it and see what our amperage is. But this is going to prove that there's not a gremlin running around in here telling us what to set or what our amperage should be from a set wire feed speed. That we're just proving that, and we're also going to prove with some Lincoln machines on the other side of the shop. We're going to prove this out with wire diameter, and you set a set wire feed speed, different diameters are going to change. Okay, our amperage is going to change today. All right, so this machine right here, we're going to be set at, what'd you say, Logan? 4 is
335.
Huh?
335.
335 inches a minute, and we're going to see what the amperage is there, and then we're going to turn it up to where this says 6, and it says what?
510.
510. All right, so 335 you said?
Yes.
Setting on 4. All right. Ready?
Yep.
Go. So what was our what was our amperage?
It was 250.
250 amps, running at 335 inches a minute with 045 wire. All right. All right. So now we've turned it up to 6 on our dial, which is the equivalent of 510 inches a minute. And we're going to watch and see if our amperage goes up here. And go. Okay, so did it work?
Amperage was 280, I seen.
280. What was it the first time?
250.
250. We went up. That's pretty cool, huh?
It is.
We're setting on 50 inches a minute with this machine, and we proved that it depends on how much wire is getting pushed, how much the draw is. Just like with a grinder or a drill or whatever else we use electrically, could be a blender, whatever. If we set our, if we turn our equipment on and then we increase the load, which is what we're doing, it's going to draw the amperage. All right. All right. So this time that we've got our machine we were actually welding with, got the wire on it running through its feeder, still set at 50, and we're going to check and see what our amperage runs. Trying to run at 50, which is it's not going to run. We know that we can't make a weld with this, but we're just going to see what happens. Okay, here we go. All right, what you got?
It did it on 77, but
77.
I seen anywhere from 80 to 135.
Okay, so we're fluctuating.
Yes.
So, okay, so come here to the nozzle. You can see that it burnt back because of the voltage. It just we didn't have the wire coming out to make it work. So there we go. All right, so for the third leg of our experiments today, we're moving over to flux core on these Lincoln machines, and we're going to run 26 volts and 275 wire speed with 75-25 gas. And you zoom in on the wire we're using there. You're going to have to hold it. There you go. Alright, so running 045 wire, and then we're going to run 052 wire, and then we're going to run 1/16 wire, all at the same settings with the same gas, just to see what the difference in amperage is. Okay? Alright, so here we go. You got our amperage?
Amps at 215.
Amperage is what?
215.
215. Alright, cut. Alright, so 052 wire, 275, 26 volts, and here we go. What's our amperage?
Amps is anywhere between 245 and 250.
And we're out. Alright. Now we're going to run 1/16 wire, 275 wire feed speed, 26 volts, and we're going to check our amperage on this one.
Amps are between 315 and 320.
Alright. Amperage between what?
315 and 320.
315 and 320. So this concludes our experiment. Running the same settings, different wire diameters. We're going to increase our amperage every time because the more wires going in, the more the load, the more amps it's going to pull.